Imagine a life where nothing could touch you. Not the insults of a co-worker, not the loss of a job, not even the chaos of a crumbling world. Most people are like leaves in the wind, blown about by every piece of news, every comment, and every setback. But the Stoics, specifically the former slave turned philosopher Epictetus, discovered a mental fortress. Epictetus taught that while we cannot control what happens to us, we have absolute sovereignty over how we interpret it. Today, we're breaking down 10 core principles from the Enchiridion and Discourses that will make you psychologically bulletproof. If you apply even half of these, your life will never be the same. This is the bedrock. Epictetus famously said, "Some things are up to us, and some things are not up to us." Most of your suffering comes from trying to control things you can't. You can control your effort, but not the outcome. You can control how you treat your partner, but not whether they love you. When you stop demanding that the world behave as you wish, you become impossible to frustrate. Next, it's never the event, only your opinion. Epictetus taught that men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of them. A breakup isn't inherently bad, it is an event. It is your mind that labels it catastrophic. If you lose your money, the Stoic says, "I have lost my money, but I have not lost my character." Strip away the labels of good and bad, and look at the raw facts. When you control the label, you control the emotion. Principle 3 is the power of the pause. In the heat of the moment, our impulses take over. Epictetus advised, "Be not swept off your feet by the vividness of the impression. When someone insults you, they aren't hurting you, you are hurting yourself by reacting. The moment you feel anger rising, stop. Take a breath, say to the impulse, 'Wait for me a little. Let me see what you are.' That 5-second pause is where your freedom lives." The fourth principle is to expect the worst. We are shocked by misfortune because we live in a fantasy that things will always go right. Epictetus suggests premeditating on troubles. If you are going to the public baths, remind yourself, people will splash you, people will steal your clothes, people will be rude. If you expect the chaos, you remain calm when it arrives. You aren't being a pessimist, you're being prepared. Principle 5 is Amor Fati. Love your fate. Do not seek to have events happen as you want them to, but instead wish them to happen as they do happen. If it rains, love the rain. If you get a flat tire, love the opportunity to practice patience. When you stop fighting reality, reality stops being your enemy. You become a partner with fate rather than its victim. Next is the borrowed mindset. Epictetus said we should never say "I have lost it," but rather "I have returned it." Your health, your wealth, even your family, these are not yours to keep. They are on loan from the universe. When you view your possessions and relationships as rented, you enjoy them more deeply while you have them, and you aren't destroyed when it's time to give them back. The seventh principle is to focus on the invincible faculty. "You can chain my leg," Epictetus said, "but not even God can conquer my will." Your prohairesis, your reasoned choices, the only thing that is truly yours. A tyrant can take your life, but they cannot make you think a certain way. They cannot force you to be a coward. When you realize your inner will is untouchable, external threats lose their power. Principle 8. Speak less, act more. Let silence be your general rule, Epictetus advised. Don't talk about your philosophy, embody it. Don't explain how a good man should live. Live as one. Seeking validation through talk is a sign of weakness. When you are truly unshakable, you don't need to tell anyone. Your peace speaks for itself. Number 9 is to choose your company wisely. Epictetus warned, if you consort with someone covered in dirt, you will get dirty yourself. To remain unaffected by the world, you must guard who you let into your inner circle. If you surround yourself with people who complain, gossip, and fear, their mental germs will infect you. Seek those who challenge you to be better or be comfortable in your own solitude. Finally, remember your mortality. Keep death before your eyes every day. Not to be morbid, but to gain perspective. In the shadow of death, the petty insults and minor inconveniences of life vanish. When you realize how brief your time is, you won't waste a single second being affected by things that won't matter in 100 years. You become free because you have nothing left to fear. Stoicism isn't a coat of paint you put on. It's an armor you forge every single day. Epictetus didn't want you to just watch this video. He wanted you to go out and be tested. The next time someone cuts you off in traffic or criticizes your work, remember, you are the gatekeeper of your own mind. Nothing can affect you unless you give it permission. Which of these 10 principles do you need the most right now? Let me know in the comments. If this helped you find some clarity, hit the like button and subscribe for more Stoic wisdom. Stay strong, stay stoic.